Hey YouTube, this is Stacy Blackwell from Blackwellness.vsg.jrny for Journey. Today is February 9th. It is my first month surgery. My surgery date was January 9th, 2017. My highest weight was 260. My surgery weight was 248, and today my current weight is 224. Yay! So I'm about 35 pounds down since the whole process. Just getting into a little detail of how my surgery day went. Basically, I have two small children, so my great husband, stayed home so he can get the kids on the bus. They both go on two different separate times in the morning, so making sure he got them where they needed to go and got them picked up. He was wonderful for that. That January 9th morning of the surgery, I had to be there around 8:45 a.m. So I left out around 7:30. So I could take my time. It was snowing that day, or there was snow on the ground. So basically, I had my little suitcase with the little wheels on them. My husband's like, why you leaving so early? Bye. I got surgery to get to. So, I took my time. I already knew ahead of time that this would be a possibility because we just moved about a little over a year, and we moved away from family, and I didn't want to inconvenience anybody. So basically, I let them know I'll get myself to the hospital. You just make sure you take care of the babies, and I'm good. I've already had it in my mind, so wasn't a problem that he wasn't there. So again, I got to the hospital. They was waiting on me. I got in. Got changed. I had to pee in the cup. They need to make sure you're not pregnant. So okay, we got that done. So about 10 o'clock, I was there waiting for the surgeon, which he came in and of course greeted himself. His name is Dr. Alec Beakley of the Jefferson Bariatrics and Metabolic Program. He's really good. How I knew of him is on the same day, January 9th of 2014, he performed an emergency gallbladder surgery. So that's how I got to meet him. And I later learned that he was a bariatric surgeon. So as learning that information, I was like, because I didn't know what my insurance would pay for. I said, I'll be seeing you again. He was like, okay, no problem. But to make a long story short, he was excellent. I trusted him. So pretty much after surgery, once I woke up, which is about, that I can recall, it was about 5 o'clock. I woke up out of recovery and was taken to my room. And as far as the stay at Jefferson, it was good for the most part. The only negative things I can say was the things I expected, as far as pain. The main pain, the surgery was fine. It was they just cut on me, so I'm not in crazy pain, but at the same time, it was okay. It was doable. But the major pains that I experienced was gas and hunger pains. Mind you, I just came off a 2-week liquid diet, so I was starving. The gas was like, because they had to blow up my stomach to get in and do what they had to do. The gas pains was crazy. Let's see, the incision, the incision that was the biggest incision, this was the incision that they actually took or pulled my stomach out of, gave me more trouble. And I usually hear that from a lot of people in these groups, that that's the incision that give people the most trouble. I had a slight little cough, and oh my gosh, anytime I would cough, felt like it was tearing. So whenever I coughed, I had to kind of hold my stomach together so it didn't feel like it was ripping apart. Again, that was doable. Let's see, my IVs, they had to put IVs in both my the back of my hands, and at certain times, depending on, I don't know if it was what they were putting in me burned, but sometimes it burned so bad it left me trembling. So that wasn't a great experience. Let's see. This was the surgery day, but that particular night, the next day morning, it's about 1:30. I really couldn't sleep. Because they got to come in every hour and check your vitals. You can't sleep through that. And I just couldn't sleep, and I was feeling uncomfortable from the gas. So that was basically the first time that I actually got up and walked, but I realized it helped me. It helped me with the gas. So me getting out walking was fine. I mean, I got to the point where I was by myself. I only had someone walk with me that first time just to make sure I was stable. Other than that, I'm going for a walk, and I felt better actually after I walked. The next day I was allowed, full clear liquids. Now with that, I had ice chips. I prefer ice chips over water. Let's see. The hot chicken broth soup I liked because I was told that I can only have an ounce of liquid per 15 minutes. So 4 of these per hour tops is what I was supposed to do. It was hard for me to do when it's cold. So once I got the broth, the soup, it was easy to take down. It was warm. It settled me. I was throwing back 6, 7. She was like, no, that's too much. I'm like, lady, I ain't eaten 2 weeks. Leave me alone. It's going down. I'm having no problems. But it's hard to go from greedy to not greedy in a day. It's like, okay, I'm tolerating it. Leave me alone. Let me do this. And then too, it's hard. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to, catch up with my rest. And you're trying to count. Ain't nobody got time for that. I didn't. I just took it as I could take it. They had Jell-O. I didn't want to be bothered with it. I did better with the soup with anything. So, let's see. But eventually they gave me the little patch to keep my nausea down. So that helped me. And they gave me a few more after I left. Let's see. The Levinox shot. I was told that once I left the hospital that I would have to self-inject Levinox into my stomach to keep me from getting blood clots because that can lead to major issues. Because in the hospital I had the massaging things on my legs, and then me walking helped me, kept me from getting blood clots. So I was told before I left that either my husband had to come and learn how to do it. They could not release me without me giving the injections myself, or my husband do it for me. So how that went down, the last nurse that I had, she said, well, I heard you tried to do the shot and you couldn't do it. You was terrified. I said, no, I wasn't terrified. Is that when the nurse gave me the injections and they burned so bad, the pain, I was still dealing with that, and to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to stick myself. I said, yeah, I couldn't do it at that moment. But I negotiated with her. I said, if you take this IV out of at least this hand, give me some freedom because I felt constricted, I said, I'll do it. So deal was done. She gave me the shot. I pushed it in. It was real simple. It don't really hurt, especially depending on what area you put it in. You don't really feel it. So I did it. Okay, you guys can release me. Deuces. Let's see. But once I got home, like I said, giving the shots were great. My family was really into it. I actually wanted to get them into it, but they were really fascinated. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I let them see me give myself the shot, so they was very fascinated with that. So that was hilarious. So I was like, guys, you want to give mommy a shot? They was like, yeah. So I, let my daughter do it. I watched her and I guided her hand, and then my little 6-year-old, once he stuck me, he was like, yeah, let me get it. I'm like, boy, stop, it's too fast. But they enjoyed it. It was an experience. 10 o'clock was the time I was supposed to take that injection every day for the next 20 days, and they were on top of it. I had an alarm to remind me, but the kids reminded me, ooh, mommy, that's the alarm. You gotta get your shot. And even my son, he was like, mommy, wait, I gotta go potty. Don't give the shot yet. I want to see. So he was excited every day that, because we were together that time of the day anyway. But he wanted to see, me give myself the injection. And my husband, he was excited, He was like, oh, man, you gave yourself a shot. Like, I wanted to do it. So the next day, he's like putting on the gloves like he's his doctor. Okay, I'm ready. Come on. I'm like, really? But they were real excited in the process of me doing that part of the process. Now, I will say that your taste buds do change post-op and pre-op, because before the surgery, I needed my Crystal Light, anything with some flavor to keep me getting my 64 ounces in, to where after the surgery, I don't want none of that. I want plain cold water, but yeah, your taste buds change. Just like love the Premier Shake pre-op, post-op. It's just that I need something different. I got to switch up because that taste I'm just so used to, and I'm just like, I don't want it no more. But I know I need it at least for the next few months to make sure I get my protein requirements. Let's see. Right now, technically, I'm at a little stall, but they said, around the third week, fourth week, it's, you'll go into a stall, which there's nothing you can really do about it because your body's still trying to find its way. You had this surgery going on. It's trying to figure out what it needs to do. So, I mean, it's just normal. So I was told to still get in my 64 ounces of water, still get in my protein, and if I can increase that, that may help me come out of it, but don't change what I'm doing. Still exercise, still, do what's required, because, I'm not supposed to do any real working out until after I go to my doctor's appointment on the 17th of this month, because he has to release me to do the exercises, to making sure, my incisions are, healed properly so I don't tear up anything. I've never experienced dumping syndrome. Too scared to eat a lot of the stuff I ain't supposed to, but I've thrown up once, and that was probably a week ago. And I was fine with that as far as, now I shouldn't have been eating fried chicken. Let me tell you, my husband can cook very well. It just came out the grease. I was starving out. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to eat. So I tore off a little piece of a thigh, chewed it up real good, and it was like, oh, heaven. Went into the living room, came back, I'm gonna finish this off. And I have a problem with eating too fast. I'm still working on that. And what I did is I ate it too fast, even though I wasn't supposed to eat it. I ate it too fast, and it was too much. And even though it was going down good, it was like, okay, you tripping. So I went upstairs and I wasn't feeling good. But I knew, okay, this is not going down. So I just got up, went to the bathroom, and did what I had to do. And it was okay with me as far as me throwing it up, because by this time, again, my incisions was a whole lot better. So it didn't bother me. So I took my punishment. I threw it up. I knew something you just don't do. Again, I have to work on chewing longer and drinking slower. So I'm still practicing on that, but I'm good with, I can eat 15 minutes after I drink, or I can drink 30 minutes after I eat. I'm good with that, but I just have to learn to slow down. Stacey, you have to sleep. You can't eat like you used to. So I'm getting used to that. Let's see. What helped me too, joining a lot of the groups on Facebook that were people that's had the surgery, the people that's going to have surgery. Every doctor's different. Everybody gets different instructions for how their doctor, proceeds with the surgery. So, but it's good to get feedback from people when you have an issue and you want to know what they went through. But this is my journey. I'm telling you what I've experienced. But again, it's good if you're going to get the surgery to get a little help. You can't listen to everybody about everything, but it's good to get advice just to see where you could be at, where where you need to just, chill, or just to hear other people's story that may help you in some way, shape, or form, or you can help them. But I love to get on the blogs. I love to, like I say, find out stuff. That's how I did a lot of my research, with learning what people did, what's good for you. May not be good for me, but it's good to hear and to, like I said, talk and figure out where everybody lives and, communicate, help each other, encourage each other. But I'm going to go ahead and end my video. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I hope you help me, keep me accountable. I'm on Instagram again.